Welcome to another video, family. Today I'd like to address a very important topic that I heard another brother talking about on his YouTube platform, and it's concerning the rise of China, the dragon. And what many people need to understand that with the rise of China, it's very important to know who China really represents, okay, in the dragon. Okay. China is the largest Canaanite bloodline from the Bible. So it's very important to realize that in the Bible it speaks of Canaan being cursed by Noah for his indiscretions committed against his father or his grandfather, because Canaan was a child of Ham. Okay, and in this curse, Noah stated that Canaan would be cursed to serve the other two brothers of Ham, which is Shem and Japheth. So one of the ways that Satan rebels against the Most High is that he looks for accomplices, okay, partners in crime. You know, those who have a beef against the Most High to join with him to fight against the Most High's chosen people, Yasharal or Yisrael, to make sure that they never rise to the top again after our fall. So now we look at China. Many people don't really understand that why China is in Africa, because many of the Africans are Hamites. So Canaan is a son of Ham. So basically, even though the Chinese at this point in time are classified or has a so-called white appearance, the original Chinese were actually people of color. They were actually melanated. And so when you look at their ancient history, you realize that the Hamites and the Canaanites are actually related through blood, through a common progenitor, which was Ham. So this is why the Chinese are so comfortable in Africa right now, taking over, cohabitating with the Hamitic African women, having babies by the African women. And this is why many of the African leaders are opening their doors wide open for China to come in and take over, because they have a common ancestry, a common bloodline. And I would even go as far as to say they also have a common spirit. This is why the so-called Negro, the true children of Yisrael, Yasharal, this is why we can never get any real cooperation with the Hamitic Africans. Okay, even though many of our people from the dispersion are still in Africa on the continent, but they are not really in charge. They're not really ruling. They're not controlling anything. The ones who are really ruling and controlling in Africa, as far as the melanated people, are the Hamitic or the Canaanites. So this is why they feel more comfortable bringing the Chinese in. China is the largest Canaanite bloodline group on the planet at over 1 billion people. Okay, so they're poising themselves to be one of the top ruling bloodlines on the planet. Okay, and the other bloodlines are kind of fading out. I'm talking about people like Esau, the so-called the Sephardim, okay, the Ish of Spain and Portugal, who also, as I talked about in an earlier video, one half came with Columbus in 1492 to the Americas, the New World. Another group falsely converted to Catholicism, joined the Jesuit order and eventually took over that order. Then another large group actually left Spain, and they went to the Netherlands and different other countries, France, and eventually they came to the Americas disguised as what we call Huguenots. Okay, these are just mainly Sephardim-ish who had falsely converted to so-called Protestantism, but really practiced the Judaic faith, okay, because they're the same bloodline peoples who had left Spain and Portugal. So it's very important to understand this history and to understand what is really going on with the rise of the dragon, with the rise of China, which at this point is so-called communist nation, but communism is just another name for Luciferianism, just like capitalism. Okay, there's two sides of the same coin. Okay, so a brother was talking about in his video how many of our people talk about white supremacy and racism, and how the treatment that the so-called Negro in the United States receives from this group. But he was saying that the treatment that we're going to receive from Canaan, the largest Canaanite bloodline, China, is going to be much, much, much worse than that what we receive from Esau, because the Chinese, once they take over the United States, they're not going to have any rules. They're very clannish. They stick together, unlike the so-called Negro, and they're buying everything up, and they're not going to have any sympathy for those who are not prepared, educated, or poor. Okay, you're just going to be expendable, cannon fodder. So this is just a little history of the phenomenon of the rise of the dragon of China, communist China, and what it really means as far as how it's going to impact true Yisrael Yasharal, or the so-called Negro in the United States. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hit the like button, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Shalom.